Hello and welcome to Captain General again. It's late June and we're in Sydney, June 2021, and the question is, will we be locked down? Because there's a Bondi cluster and people going to restaurants and having pizzas and then going back to Parliament House and shaking hands and kissing and air kissing and God knows what, and infecting people. So it's interesting. The vaccine rollout has not been without its problems. The Europeans stopped us from getting some of our vaccines, and now some people don't like the AstraZeneca vaccine because one person in a million dies from it, apparently. Or those are the numbers that have happened so far. So, look, it's quite interesting because even if everyone is vaccinated, you can't get 100% protection across the board. We'll still have COVID-19. We'll still need effective treatments, whatever we decide we can do for that, whether it be monoclonal antibodies like that Regeneron treatment, or some of the other ones that are being touted, which really need to have proper studies done on them. But essentially, we're in a situation whereby vaccination is slow, and to some extent people have become complacent. And it's interesting because even though vaccines are good, I suppose one of the problems with them is that they can make people complacent. If people think the rollout is happening and it's going to be okay, that's an issue. People may be overestimating the effective treatments we have. That's the jury's still out on which is the best there. And then, of course, the issue is: do we go into lockdown? Does that really help, or does it create more medical problems with heart disease, stroke, and a range of other diseases that people aren't focusing on because they're in lockdown? So I think really we're in a situation whereby we've got the vaccine, but we must focus on effective treatments as well. Hygiene is still critical, and I think we haven't stressed that enough publicly, and the Commonwealth Government and the state governments need to put more money into that, because public hygiene, public health is very important in that regard. And of course QR codes. QR codes only became compulsory, I think, in some states in Australia this year, recently, in the last month or so. That's not good. That's not good. You've got to be able to contact trace, and for that you need QR codes. And even if it wasn't for COVID-19, I think we'll still need it down the track for other diseases. So I think that's all part of public health infrastructure. And there's obviously a question there of how you make sure that doesn't infringe on people's liberties and privacy. But these are the things we need to be doing, and that is certainly what can fix these problems. Vaccines, AstraZeneca or Pfizer, well, that's another issue. Let me know what you think.